Hey guys, it's Amanda from AmandaReads, and today I have a very exciting book haul to share with you. Now, I haven't done a book haul since July, and there are a few reasons for this. Because of moving and the times that my lease was up on my old apartment and started on the new apartment overlapped, I ended up paying about 5 months rent in August. That's a lot of money, and I pretty much used all my money on that and then just living expenses. So I really haven't had any extra money to be spending on books. And if I did have any extra money, books was not where it is going. It is going to paying off my bills. Another reason is I have so many books on my TBR from all the book hauls I've had just since January. I think I purchased at least 90 books, and a lot of them I still haven't read. So I was telling myself, you don't need any more books that are just gonna sit there because you need to read these books. So really, since July, I've been focusing on reading as many new books as I can, and I've been doing a really good job of that. I've knocked a bunch off my TBR, so I felt good about this purchase because of that. I'm sorry I haven't really been filming anything new. I've been having a really tough time this year with some things at work that are under review, and we're working on it, but I just literally don't have any free time, and I probably look exhausted, and it's because I'm not really sleeping. So it's just been a really tough time overall, and when I do get a free second, I literally just sit on my couch and watch TV and zone out. So I did get my books from BookOutlet, and I ordered them about a week and a half ago, I think. So I have my scissors, some white cucumber tea. It's very good. Okay. I think I have 12 books in here. And I'm impressed because it's kind of a small box for 12 books. I think this might be the smallest BookOutlet box I've ever gotten. And I used one of my coupons from months ago, like from way back in like March or something. I've been saving them. I have another coupon. Yeah, there are 12 books in here, and none of them are scratch and dent. That's good. And this order came to $59.67 for 12 books, which is pretty good considering that shipping is now $9. Some of these books were literally sitting in my cart since June. I've kept looking at them and leaving them there, and they just happened to stay on BookOutlet, so I was like, okay, it's been months. You need to get these now that you still are interested in them. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'm like, we'll put it in my cart. If I still want it months later, it's worth it. BookOutlet only gave you this much paper. They're learning. Thank you. Okay, this book is called London Falling by Paul Cornell. Now, they had two versions of this book on BookOutlet. They had a tiny book version, which I had in my cart because it was cheaper, but then I realized I don't want a tiny book. And then they had this hardcover book. And this was the last one in stock. So I'm sorry if you wanted it and I took it, but it was the last one in stock. I don't really remember what all these books are about. I remember reading all of the synopses and loving them, so I am just going to read you the blurbs for them. Police officers Quill, Costain, Sefton, and Ross know the worst of London, or they think they do. While investigating a mobster's mysterious death, they come into contact with a strange artifact and accidentally develop the sight. Suddenly, they can see the true evil haunting London streets. Armed with police instincts and procedures, the four officers take on the otherworldly creatures secretly prowling London. Football lore and the tragic history of a Tudor queen become intertwined in their pursuit of an age-old witch with a penchant for child sacrifice. But when London's monsters become aware of their meddling, the officers must decide what they are willing to sacrifice to clean up their city. So this sounds so freaking good, because it's like these four normal police officers, and then all of a sudden they can see like the demons, and then they have to, it's like supernatural. Oh, it's just so good. So this is a pretty big book. It retails $24.99 in the US and $28.99 in Canada, and I got it for $4.99 brand new. So once again, Book Outlet, you rock. The next book in here I bought because I saw the movie trailer and I was very intrigued and also confused. And that is Room by Emma Donoghue. To 5-year-old Jack, Room is the world. It's where he was born, it's where he and his ma eat and sleep and play and learn. There are endless wonders that let loose Jack's imagination. The snake under bed that he constructs out of eggshells. The imaginary world projected through the TV. The coziness of wardrobe below Ma's clothes, where she tucks him in safely at night in case old Nick comes. Room is home to Jack. But to Ma, it's the prison where she has been held since she was 19, for 7 years. Through her fierce love for her son, she has created a life for him in that 11 by 11 foot space. But Jack's curiosity is building alongside her own desperation, and she knows that Room cannot contain either much longer. So, like I said, I saw this trailer in the movie theaters, and it looks so cool, and I was really intrigued and confused. And then when I saw that it's a book, I didn't know it was a book. I was like, I have to have that. And it's blurbed by Audrey Niffenegger, who wrote The Time Traveler's Wife and Her Fearful Symmetry, which I've both read and enjoyed. So she's giving it praise, and I'm excited to read it. This was $7.49 on Book Outlet, probably because it's becoming more popular as it is being a movie, and it retails for $24.99. This next book is the most expensive book in my Book Outlet haul. I paid $9.99 for it, and I had to get it. I have no idea what it's about, and I'm not going to be able to find out, I already know. And that is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. This is all over Book Outlet and BookTube, and it's not a scratch and dent, but it does have some wear, but it's supposed to have wear. But, you know, this is the actual book. So S, and then it's Ship of Theseus, and you have to be really careful. There's like notes inside. And basically, a bunch of people have read this. So there's different, I don't want anything to fall out. There's different notes on the side in different colors that represent the different people that have read it. But it's also the story, Ship of Theseus. So I was looking at how to read this book, and you basically, it seems like you read it multiple times. Yeah, it just seems crazy. So on the back it says, 1 book, 2 readers, a world of mystery, menace, and desire. A young woman picks up a book left behind by a stranger. Inside it are his margin notes, which reveal a reader entranced by the story and by its mysterious author. She responds with notes of her own, leaving the book for the stranger, and so begins an unlikely conversation that plunges them both into the unknown. The book, Ship of Theseus, the final novel by a prolific but enigmatic writer named V.M. Straka, in which a man with no past is shanghaied onto a strange ship with a monstrous crew and launched on a disorienting and perilous journey. The writer, Straka, the incendiary and secretive subject of one of the world's greatest mysteries, a revolutionary about whom the world knows nothing apart from the words he wrote and the rumors that swirl around him. The readers, Jennifer and Eric, a college senior and a disgraced grad student, both facing crucial decisions about who they are, who they might become, and how much they're willing to trust another person with their passions, hurts, and fears. One thing I did see on some Goodreads review is that you do not want to read some of the notes. They spoil you, so it's gonna be really hard to read this, but I'm so excited I finally got my hands on it. I was so torn between if I wanted it or not, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I'm really glad I got it. This book is $35 in America and $39 in Canada, so $9.99 really isn't that bad. I could never imagine paying $40 for a book, so this was a steal. Next up, I have a classic, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now, I read this book when I was in high school. It was required reading for one of my lit classes, and I remember reading it, but I could not tell you what it was about. It doesn't really give you a synopsis on the back. I know it has a lot of racial things, and I know that Harper Lee just came out with the sequel over the summer, and so I want to reread this. I don't know if I liked it the first time I read it, so I really want to reread this and give it another shot. So this book costs $7.99 in the US and $9.50 in Canada, and I got it for $3.99. Next we have 17 and Gone by Nova Ren Suma. This is one that was in my cart since June. 17-year-old Lauren is having visions of girls who have gone missing, and all these girls have just one thing in common. They are 17 and gone without a trace. As Lauren struggles to shake these visions, impossible questions demand urgent answers. Why are the girls speaking to Lauren? How can she help them? And is she next? Through Lauren's search for clues, things begin to unravel, and when a brush with death lands Lauren in the hospital, a shocking truth changes everything. So it just sounds really good, and Libba Bray blurbed it, and you all know my feelings about the Diviners, and Libba Bray wrote that. And the cover, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of dark in here, it's really not good lighting at all, but it says missing Abigail Sinclair, and then it has like this information like about the girl, but you can't see it unless you tilt it a certain way. So this book is $17.99 in the US and $19 in Canada, and I paid $5.99 for it, so that's not that bad. The next book is another one of the books that was in my cart since June, and that is The Shadow Girl by Jennifer Archer. Sometimes I forget for an hour or two that she's with me. Sometimes I convince myself that she was only a dream, or that I'm crazy. This one's really cool sounding. For as long as Lily Winston can remember, she has never been alone. Iris, a shadowy figure who mimics Lily's movements and whispers in her ear, is with her always, but invisible to the rest of the world. Iris is Lily's secret. But when Lily's father is killed in a tragic accident, his cryptic final words suggest that he and Lily's mother have been keeping secrets of their own. Suddenly, Iris begins pushing Lily more than ever, possessing her thoughts and urging her to put together the pieces of a strange puzzle her father left behind. As she searches for answers, Lily finds herself drawn to Ty Collier, a mysterious new boy in town. Together, Lily and Ty must untangle a web of deception to discover the truth about her family, Iris, and Lily's own identity. This book gives me the chills, and I'm really frigging excited to read this, and that I'm like actually holding it in my hands. Like, I've been waiting so long. This book retails for $9.99 and I got it for $2.99. Another book that has been sitting in my cart since June is If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. There are some things you can't leave behind. Oh, I remember this one. This one's good. A broken down camper hidden deep in a national forest is the only home 15-year-old Carrie has ever known. The trees keep guard over Carrie and her younger sister Janessa as their mentally ill mother comes and goes with greater frequency, until one fateful day when their mother disappears for good. The girls are found by their father, a stranger, and taken to re-enter a bright and perplexing new world of high school clothes and boys. While 6-year-old Janessa adjusts quickly, Carrie must come to terms with the truth of why their mother spirited her away 10 years ago, and she's haunted by a past that won't let her go. A dark past that hides the secret of why Janessa hasn't spoken a word in over a year. It's tempting to let go and fit in, but Carrie knows that she must keep her sister close, and her secret even closer, or risk watching her new life come crashing down. I feel like I bought a lot of creepy books this time, but I'm really excited because I've been looking for something like this that's gonna suck me in, that's a standalone, and not too long. That book is $9.99 and it cost $3.49, which is a real weird price. Next, I have a book that is pretty popular, or was popular when it first came out. It's been out for a while now. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, and it was in my cart since June. This is the last book I've had in my cart since June, and it is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now, I really don't know much about this book. I hear there's an unreliable narrator, John Green has blurbed it, and all the back says is, we are Sinclairs, no one is needy, no one is wrong. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. So I didn't know it took place off the coast of Mass, and I live in Massachusetts, so that's awesome. This book retails for $17.99 in the US and $19.99 in Canada, and I paid $4.99 for it. The last kind of adult book I got is The Bear by Claire Cameron. I've seen this on a few booktubers channels. Tea break. From the cover, I don't know why I thought this was going to be like a happy-go-lucky book, and when I read the blurb, it was really depressing, and then that's why I had to buy it. Ooh, look at the inside. That is beautiful. What's the back look like? Oh, it's just the same thing on the other side. It says, while camping with her family on a remote island, 5-year-old Anna awakes in the night to the sound of her mother screaming. A rogue black bear, 300 pounds of fury, is attacking the family's campsite and pouncing on her parents as prey. First of all, that is a horrific vision I already have in my head. Anyways. At her dying mother's faint urging, Anna manages to get her brother into the family's canoe and paddle away. But when the canoe runs aground on the edge of the woods, the sister and brother must battle hunger, the elements, and a wilderness alive with danger. Lost and completely alone, they find that their only hope resides in Anna's heartbreaking love for her family and her struggle to be brave when nothing in her world seems safe anymore. So it's crazy to think that this is told from a 5-year-old and that the 5-year-old is doing this. I don't know any 5-year-old that would be that strong. So I'm so eager to read this, and not for nothing, but that girl doesn't look like she's 5. She looks like she's like 9. The kid looks like he's 5. But that is so crazy, and I now understand the canoe because that's what they get into to go away. That's so cool. This book retails for $25, and I purchased it on BookOutlet for $3.99. The next 3 books, the final 3 books in my book haul, are written for children, but I really liked the sound of them, and I've been really enjoying like breaking up some of my intense reading with younger reads. For some reason I thought this next book was a graphic novel, and it's not, so there's that. It's definitely going to be a fast read though, and it looks really cool. It's called Scary Children and the Carousel of Sorrow by Katie Towell. Adelaide Foss, Maggie Borland, and Beatrice Alfred stick out like sore thumbs at Widowsbury's Madame Gertrude School for Girls. They're known by their classmates as scary children. Unfairly targeted because of their peculiarities, Adelaide has an uncanny resemblance to a werewolf, Maggie is abnormally strong, and Beatrice claims to be able to see ghosts. She's also an atrocious speller. The girls spend a good deal of time isolated in the school's inhospitable library, in detention. But when townspeople mysteriously begin to disappear, the girls must join together and put their unusual talents to work. Aided by the inventions of Stephen Weller, son of the cook at the neighboring Rudyard School for Boys, they're determined to find out who's behind the abductions. Will they be able to save Widowsbury from a 12-year-old curse? So it just sounds really cute, and obviously this girl is the werewolf. Really excited to read this. It sounds really cute. It retails for $8.99 in the US and $9.99 in Canada, and I got it for 79 cents. So that's another reason I couldn't pass this up. It was 79 cents, guys. Could you even, like, no, 79 cents, and it's a real book. The final 2 books is a duology, and so the first one is Storybound by Marissa Burt, and then there's sequel to Storybound called Story's End by Marissa Burt. These books look very similar to my Land of Stories book, and that series, like the covers look very similar. I have still not read Land of Stories, so I don't know if the content is similar. I didn't obviously read the synopsis to the sequel, Story's End, because I didn't want to spoil myself for the first one. But I got Story's End for $3.99, and it retails for $6.99 in the US and $7.99 in Canada. So I'm going to put that one down, but I will read you the first one, Storybound's synopsis. This retails for $7.99 in the US and $8.99 in Canada, and I got this for $2.99. So let me read it to you. In the Land of Story, kids go to school to learn to be the perfect character. A brave hero, a trusty sidekick, even the most dastardly villain. They dream of the day when they will live out tales written just for them. But when an ordinary girl named Una Fairchild finds herself written into story, she discovers that the magical land is threatened by a dark secret. As she digs deep into Story's shadowy past, Una realizes that she is tied to the world in ways she could never have imagined, and it may be up to her to save it. I just love this cool cover. It's so pretty. Like, and this one, like, look at how cool it is. I just love these covers. So that's a duology, and it does end after this. I think this was supposed to be like a standalone, and then she added a sequel. I'm not sure. But it does say sequel, and I don't believe there are any more planned, so it is a duology. So those are all the books I ordered from BookOutlet. I hope that you enjoyed this haul, and like I said, I'm sorry I can't do as many as I started out doing. I'm really trying to crush my TBR, and also I just don't have a lot of extra money laying around right now, and I need to really be smart about what I'm spending it on. I can try and pick up all my books, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Okay, it's really hot. It's really heavy. It's not ready. I think all these cards at the bottom are in the frame. Oh no. These are my books. Thank you for watching. And I hope you're having a great reading month, and I hope that you get some great books. If you've read any of these books, especially S, and you have a way that I should be reading it, that would be so helpful, because I don't want to spoil myself and I want to read it the way it was meant to be read. And I know there isn't really like a specific way it was meant to be read, but I want to read it effectively, and also like time effective wise. I don't want to spend like 17 weeks reading it over and over again. It's very cold here right now. It's like 45 degrees outside. I'm cold. I have so many books to read. Follow me on Goodreads. The information is in the down bar. That is where you can keep track of what I'm reading and my thoughts about what I'm reading, and I love communicating through Goodreads. So thanks for watching, and again, I hope you're having an amazing, amazing reading month, and I will see you guys soon with my September wrap up. I can't believe we're already at the end of September. It's crazy. Okay, time to go. Bye. Let's go, let's go.